one thing that nobody told me was that it will be very, very challenging. Like, for you can follow the money, like you know where the cash is flowing. Hi guys, my name is Grace James, and you're welcome to Life with Grace. And today's episode, we're going to be talking about what nobody tells you when you're starting a social impact startup here in Nigeria. So if you're new here, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, because over here we talk about real things that affect real people. So let's get right into it. If you guys know me or you follow me online on LinkedIn, Instagram, you'll see the amazing work I'm doing with Green Quest. So Green Quest is a game development company that produces games that educate children about climate change and sustainability. So just a bit of a background story. I started Green Quest while I was still in school, 400 level. First things first, I love playing games. I believe that is like a very amazing way to connect with your friends, your siblings, and that is actually how I grew up. And when I heard about climate change, I just felt like, what if we can turn this complex topic into something that literally anybody and everybody can understand, because now people can visualize and see what climate change would look like. And that is how we actually started developing our game, and we set the storyline to a futuristic date like 2050, where there is extreme climate change, like in terms of the weather patterns, deforestation and all that, just to really help children understand the full concept of climate change, but in a very simplified manner. Now, I know this sounds awesome, but trust me, it hasn't been like an easy journey, like throughout. It has definitely had its ups and downs. Luckily for me, right from 400 level thereabouts, we won our first competition, and that's how we started. But after the first competition, one thing that nobody told me was that it will be very, very challenging for you to get people like venture capitalists or investors to actually invest in your social impact startup. And this was news for me. First things first, if you're in Nigeria, like, correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of people like to invest in fintech, health tech, and some other sectors or industries like that, because I think for a lot of people, when it comes to fintech, for instance, they can easily like see, like, you can follow the money, like you know where the cash is flowing. So I get that. But for social impacts, like startups like mine, especially in the gaming industry, for instance, the global gaming market is massive. Like, we have like a lot of people playing games, and a lot of games are like earning crazy amount of revenue. Like, if your game is good, it's good. But if it's not, it's not. So yeah, merging now, being in the space where we are creating games that also educate children about climate change, I actually did get people ask me that, who is actually going to play your game? Like, does anybody really care about climate change? And that was kind of like the harsh reality, because that was the feedback I was getting from like so many people. And to be honest, it was very, very challenging for me. I know it's one thing for you to keep applying for grants and all that, but like there is kind of like a limitation to like how many grants you can apply for and how many that you can actually win. So yes, I think that's one thing nobody really tells you about when you're starting a social impact business in Nigeria. Getting investments from venture capitalists and investors sometimes can be really difficult, especially when it's not like an industry that they are really familiar with, and especially when they feel like, oh, you should just be an NGO, apply for grants, and UN will fund you. Exactly. I did get that a lot, and yeah, it hasn't been the easiest thing to navigate. But as time went on, I started looking towards how I can actually structure my organization in a way that it becomes a social enterprise, meaning that at the core of it, yes, we are creating value, we're driving social impact, we're driving change, but at the same time, we're looking for business models that can actually help the company itself be sustainable and actually start making money. So yes, that's another tip for you guys. If you actually want your venture to really grow into something that literally outgrows you, like that grows beyond you as the founder, you should be looking for solid business models. And that is something that I have also had to learn in the course of my journey, like owning a startup here in Nigeria that is based on social impact. Yes. And then another tip again I have for you is make sure you keep putting yourself out there. Trust me, when anytime you put yourself out there, you're creating more traction for yourself, and then you're exposing yourself to the right audience. And it was later in the course of my journey that I started learning about social impact investors. So apparently there are actually some people out there that are looking to diversify their portfolio and actually invest in companies that are strictly for sustainability and social impact. So that is an advantage that you can definitely take advantage of rather. So yes, definitely look into that. And I know it's not like the easiest thing to find, but I would create a list and also leave that down below in the description box. So I think that is all the tip I have for you guys today. If you want more tips, tricks, and more information on how you can actually build a startup, especially if you're really focused on sustainability, feel free to connect with me on Instagram, LinkedIn, and make sure you leave a comment down below in the comment section. Maybe we can like discuss and just share your journey, and I can also give some advice from my own end. And till next time, guys, have a lovely day. Bye, guys.